Welcome to In Her Voice, a podcast created for women who listen to and live by their deepest wisdom, their inner voice. This was made for you, the woman who feels pulled to more, to lead, to create, to dream, and to be a world changer. My name is Kelly Covert, and I am an inner voice coach. Join me here each week as we explore what it means to reach for your inspired potential, all while honoring your worthiness each and every day. Hey there, this is Kelly, and I'm so thankful that you are here with me today, that you've tuned in, that you said yes to allowing my words to come into your space, into your heart, into your life today. That means so much to me. So I want to talk to you today about the importance of feedback. And, it's an interesting concept that I've been sitting with a lot because number one, I think it's important, but number two, it's not sexy. It's not juicy. It's not something super exciting to talk about. It feels sort of mundane, really. And that's why we need to talk about it, because it is important. So what do I mean when I say feedback? What am I talking about? This is what I'm talking about. Checking in with an outside or an alternative source about where you are, about what you're feeling, about how things are affecting you, about the decisions that you're making. And I say an outside or alternative source. And I think what I mean by that is something that's not your own brain. So we can get two kinds of feedback. The first kind of feedback that I'm going to talk about is feedback from your inner voice, feedback from your body, from things outside your ego-based brain. Okay, so here's a perfect example. Say you've been working really hard, you've had some late nights, you made a commitment to be at the gym every single day, Monday through Friday, and you wake up and your body is sore and you're tired. Your body is giving you feedback. And yes, it's important to stay true to your commitments and to push through sometimes for your goals. But if we continually ignore feedback from our body, we're going to end up in a place we don't want to be. So that feedback, that physical feedback that your body is giving you is so important. And it takes practice to understand it, to interpret it, to know if this is a day that you need to turn the alarm off and go back to bed, or if this is a day where you go into the gym and you take it easy, or if this is a day where you push through. There are many options to the feedback, but I think being aware that you are getting it is really, really important. And then listening to it and making a conscious decision about it. That is going to be so helpful to you. And that really is practicing listening to your inner voice. And when we do that day in and day out, we get really, really good at it. And when we're really good at it, that's when we find the sweet spot of being true to our goals and being true to ourselves. And I love that. I love that so much. And your inner voice can also give you feedback. However, sometimes it's good to have external feedback. And I don't want you to hear me say this and think that I want you to rely on other people's opinions for every decision that you make, for every question in life that you have. However, when you have someone in your life that can give you objective feedback based on what they hear you saying, based on what they see you doing, based on how they can, feel how you're feeling, that is invaluable. And here's the trick. You have to find someone, number one, that can be objective. So sometimes those people that are closest to you might not be able to provide the most objective feedback because there's something at stake for them, right? They love you. They want to make you happy. They want to see you thrive. And so their feedback may be biased. And that can be very loving. It can feel very good, but that's not always the feedback that we need. Sometimes what we need is we need someone to speak truth to us. We need someone to reflect back what they really are seeing. I'm going to give you a great example of this. At my CrossFit gym, I have a wonderful coach. Well, I have a lot of wonderful coaches, but there's one coach in particular who gives me such good, objective feedback. And it would be really easy for him to say something that would stroke my ego or make me feel better about something, or in a way it might seem like encouragement, but it's not really helping me get better. And he never takes that route. And I have to tell you, as a coach, as someone giving the feedback, it's difficult because sometimes when you speak truth, it can be challenging. It can be challenging for you, and it can be challenging for the person who's hearing it. So if you seek feedback, and I believe that you should, be forewarned that it's not always easy, but it's so worth it. So when this coach gives me feedback like that, I can take it in and I can say, that's really interesting. How can I implement that feedback? How can I shift? How can I see myself in a different light? And that becomes a valuable tool to help me improve at the gym, to help me be who I want to be, to help me reach my goals, to help me become more and better. And those are all things that I want in my life. So I want to encourage you to find a good source of feedback in your life. And maybe like me, that's a coach. And, I mentioned my CrossFit coach, but this can be a life coach. It could be a business coach, whatever is the area of your life that you're feeling like you need that feedback in. It is okay to ask for help there. And in fact, if you ask for help, if you're willing to invest in yourself and pay money for that feedback, that is going to be the most objective feedback that you can get. And I'm not saying that your friends and your loved ones can't give you feedback. However, sometimes it's worth it to be 100% objective, to really get that true reflection of where you are and where you're headed and what you need to work on. And I just love that so much. And so if you take anything away from this today, I want you to know that feedback is essential. And I want to encourage you to seek it out, to search for it, to look for it, to ask for it, and to be willing, and this is tricky, right? To hear the truth and not take it personally, and understand that this is your place of growth. This is where you can become more of who you are. This is where you can reach for that power, that inspired potential that is inside of you. So I really hope that you take this to heart. I know it's not like the sexiest topic of conversation, but like I said, I think that it's important for us to think about it. And if I can provide feedback for you, if you would like some feedback in the area of listening to your inner voice, of establishing practices that help you connect with your inner voice on a daily basis, please let me know. You can learn more about working with me on my website at kellycovert.com. You can sign up for a free discovery call there. And I have so many resources that most of them are free, that you can use to really dive into connecting and listening to your inner voice. Remember, you matter. And when you make a commitment to yourself to grow and to be willing to listen to the truth and to soak in the things that aren't always easy to hear, that is when you become even more of yourself. And we need that because you are worthy.